TNT Radio. Tu radio en internet.
First of all, thank you for taking the time to talk to TNT Radio Rock. It's a pleasure and an honor to speak with a band like Mysthicon, whose music not only evokes the essence of the early black metal scene, but also dares to push its boundaries. With a new album on the horizon, it's the perfect moment to dive deep into your creative universe. Hi, Adrian, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And how are you? Thank you for the great welcoming.
Okay, thank you for your time, as I said previously. I want to say your roots stretch back to legendary bands like Lux Occulta, Vader, and Batushka. How did the vision of Mysthicon come together back in 2015? What was the initial mission behind forming the band?
So as you said, the roots are really digged into the past. Our leader Games was a co-founder of Lux Occulta back in the days, and in 2015 he created project the Mysthicon, and he asked our guitarist Szymon to join him. And after that, he asked several musicians. So it was, there were people from Batushka, from Vader. So it was, called like a super group at that time. But it took some time, to finish the album because the other people were really busy, doing other projects. So that was the idea. And the details about creating this project. I can tell you more details about this current album. There is also a long interview with Games on the Kalt magazine as well. And that's pretty much it in long story short.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. But I was asking you about that interlude, maybe, because after the release of Silva Oculis Corvi in 2020, the band went silent for 5 years. What happened during that time? What led to the decision to return with new material now?
From my perspective and from my point of view, how the guys took approach to it, it wasn't a rush. That was I think that was the main reason that we are an independent band, and there is no pressure from label or anything. So it is pointless, to create an album when you don't quite feel like doing it. And I think that this is, the main reason, to do it when you feel it, when you feel that, hey, this is ready, this has to go out, we have to record it, and this is it. The guys are super productive and creative, with the music. However, it is, it's like that, sometimes you can create a material for 2 albums in 1 year, and sometimes you go silent for 5-10 years, when you don't feel like it is necessary, when you feel it. That was also the Games was completing the musicians. I know that it wasn't an easy job for him, because most of the musicians are busy playing other projects. There is also like our Subcarpathian mentality, because we come from the mountain regions, which you need to feel it just to dig into the music, because the music itself has has some kind of core of the forest and regional environment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excuse me. I was exactly going to ask you about that because Bienh, your new album, suggests something deeply rooted in local culture and folklore, as well as the influence of the Dukla Forest, the Laux Beskides, and Biscay
Yes.
Mountains. Excuse me, my Polish is not my
No worries. No worries. Polish is hard language, so yeah. So yeah, that's true. The new album really digs into those subjects, and probably even if we wouldn't like to, it would be expression of those areas. So yeah, it is quite obvious for us that when it concerns black metal, it is strongly connected to those areas. There is like pretty big part of, like, you know, mythical aspect and the mystery that those regions represents. Also, you know, the Dukla city, it is surrounded by, you know, magical places. I'm not strictly from Dukla, but my family comes from over there as well. So I know those places. Very well, and it is like, I think it is like almost, you know, the forest, the mountains, the environment speaks for itself. You know, like gives you some kind of you know, mystery to talk about, and the other stories are created around it. Of course, the new album, it's not strictly connected to, you know, only those areas, but it is a great platform to express another feelings in the background of those areas.
Mhm. I guess black metal is truly connected to nature in its essence as well.
Yeah, it is. That's true. I think we make a pretty big sense of the nature over there, but we were not like, you know, we were not like narrow-minded in this area that, hey, let's make like a standard black metal album, you know, let's scream about Satan, paganism, rituals, and you know, and let's go. So it is like a mix of many things, you know. It is an element, of course, of, you know, traditional black metal stuff, but there is, you know, a lot of things that I think it mixed pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been speaking till now about your inspiration, maybe the lyrical based, but musically speaking, the album blends classic black metal with progressive and doom elements as well. How did you approach this fusion without compromising the raw essence of black metal?
Oh, that's actually a great question.
That's the hard question.
Yeah, but this is a great question because to be honest, when it started, when we start to prepare new material, it was pretty much classical. You know, it was like 100%, you know, strict black metal. But after, you know, when it was built, like, you know, the guys created riffs and we have some sort of core, and we start building another layers, you know, of the vocals, then adding bass and the keys, it started to go in some, you know, new direction. It like by itself, it wasn't prepared, it wasn't planned. And from my perspective, also laying vocals over there, it was like, you know, I could go the way to create the classical black metal album because, you know, I rooted in that, I grew up with it, so I know this genre pretty well. But I started, you know, to lay some clean vocals, you know, to start to experiment more. and I liked it, so I was even, afraid at this point that hey, it was supposed to be a strict black metal album, and it was a black metal project, but it is progressive, and with more layers coming. Some songs are even not probably 20% black metal. It is more like progressive stuff, and there's classic access. So it wasn't planned at all. It just came out naturally, so yeah, that's pretty much the main answer. It just came naturally, and we liked it. So we went a little bit opposite of what black metal scene released in the last few years. But most important thing, it is it strictly resonates with our vision of the album. So
Yeah, well, I suppose you got a own brand as well. So part of your brand is to experiment with other genres with other touches. For example, there are some truly unique instruments on this album as well, such as
Yes.
the hurdy-gurdy, the double bass. How did those elements come into the picture, and what was the intention behind including them?
So we had in few songs we had plays, because there was long introductions. There was atmospheric guitars and stuff like that, and there was place for something extra. We feel it. So we had a choice, to use samples to maybe create some solo parts on the guitars or on the keys that it wouldn't be any problem. However, it came to our attention that it might be a good idea, to use something that was used before in more classical areas, in more classical folk music. So the two guys, our guests that played on hurdy-gurdy and double bass, I knew them actually from working with them in another project. So I asked them, hey guys, let's try to add something to it. There is no pressure, there is no line, there is no scale we have to stick to. Just listen and tell me what you think. Maybe you will add something, and we will see how it goes. And both parts, it was for each part, for the double bass and for the hurdy-gurdy, the guys just recorded it, and first version they were like, oh yeah, this is it. And we were thinking even, or maybe we'll try something different, some other melody. No, just first approach, and it just fitted perfectly.
That's really cool. And as I said before, I think that's maybe going to be your brand of, I don't know, the way to identify Mysthicon as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's hope so. This is I'm quite excited about this direction to go with something new. It is pretty common that metal bands romanticize with symphony and with classical music. However, it is not like a standard approach, to using it. So hopefully it will go well.
Yeah, and I would like to speak more about your new album, Bieśń. For example, tell me what is song Unbearable Silence about, or musically speaking, what is more remarkable on this track?
Well, Unbearable Silence, I think it is actually perfect mix of about what we talked before, that it is a mix with the nature, with the black metal core, and more probably I would say even philosophical stuff. So it sticks. It is expression of a pagan approach to to life, I would say, something like that, like more instinct. There is some expression of like, unknown ritual, but it is also like a journey, to our insights. So it is I heard from a few people already that it is like, very, very lonely song, at least for the first part. And I think it is like a transcription of the human journey through life in some way. I don't want to sound too populistic because this is quite often quite often artists describe their songs, but yeah, it is something like that with with this mystical edition of the nature and of those areas. So it is like divided in two parts. The first part, it is like soft progressive stuff, that prepares the listener for for some reflection, for some inside look. And the second part, it is like, after the crescendo, it is more powerful, expression of the, I think also mainly of the strong feelings that we have, that not so many time we can express. I think this is like probably even I was more focused on the second part, just to write what I have felt, and it wasn't like the planned text that, oh yeah, let's describe this and that. It was more like expression of those hardest feelings in the context of the journey, of those instinct feelings, of those hidden stuff inside us.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a description. It's been awesome. Very complicated as well. And you sing in Polish as well. So you got a song in Polish, the 4th track. I don't want to rape your language. Pronounce it. It's like na I don't know.
Yeah, in Polish it is na naszej krwi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the only song in Polish. It wasn't also intended or planned that, oh, we will make one song in Polish. It came out just naturally.
Mm-hmm. And what about the song, The Storyteller? Is more based in the mythology or any traditional or folkloric character, or is some human emotions or nature as well?
Yeah, I think it is also a mix. There is, in this song, there is a poem. There is also used a poem that is called "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening" by Robert Frost. So it is, pretty popular poem. It was like it is Old English poem. So itself, it is already like old stuff, poetrical in the sense of nature. So it is probably mostly rooted in it, and I would even say this is probably the most lyrically the most rooted song in nature. There are descriptions, just feeling. It is, I think it is transcripted, just the feeling, when you go to the forest and you're just there, and you feel some sort of stuff, you imagine some sort of scenarios and the life that is going over there. It's hard to describe, actually, because it is also like a wide spectrum that I think you can interpreted this in many ways.
Yeah, this sounds amazing. And finally, the album ends with a cover of Creation from Lux Occulta's first demo. What does this track represent in the context of Bieśń, your own album? And how did it feel to revisit after so many years?
It would be probably more personal journey with answer of the guitarist Games, because he was co-creator of this song. But I can say from my perspective that lyrically it is like strongly rooted in in that time black metal wave. However, it is funny that I wasn't a big fan of recreating songs that were released before, because it's always like a thin ground to walk on. However, I think, and this is first time probably in my life that I can say it, but I personally like the new version more, since it is the original song is already a legend, and the Lux Occulta, this legendary band. However, the new song it is more complex. There's like many parts, with many. There's like tension from the beginning of the song, and it is rearranged in probably perfect way for me. It is it has everything that I would like to hear in black metal song, regarding the arrangement and dosing a tension. So yeah, I hope people like it. I think we didn't do a blasphemy of the first version. So yeah, I think it is perfect closing of the album, just to give like a little snack and to make this album complete.
Yeah, it's a pretty good ending. And speaking about the visual art, you work with some notable names in production and visual art. And I wanted to ask you, how important is the visual and production aspect in complementing Mysthicon sonic identity?
Yeah, it is very important. It is this is the first thing you see, the cover and the graphics, because it would be easy to overkill the music if the visuals wouldn't fit. So yeah, it was pretty important to us, and we were very carefully choosing which way to go with the art cover, and with the visuals, with the video clips, also with colors and everything. There was like a lot of discussion about it, probably even more than music itself, because the music, we just created stuff and okay, let's go. About the artwork, there was a lot of talking, and a lot of visions. Each member had his own vision, and we had to combine it in some kind of compromise, but not too much, because it had to be, when you combine like 6 visions, it can be something shitty, because we will try to compromise and then no one will be happy, and but yeah, it was hard part, it was hard part, and I would say that we spent a lot of time, just to carefully go with it. I think it is quite well combined together, the artwork and and the video clips and all of that stuff. It's like, in one way.
Yeah, it's a wall apart, and it's pretty difficult to work together. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I think in every band it is the same stuff that every person has their ideas, but I think this is also a magic of the band that six visions came together and there's something out of it. So it is pretty good way to spend the free time and the passion itself.
Yeah, that's really good. That we will say that's the positive side of working together. About the future, what can fans expect from Mysthicon in the coming months? Will there be any live shows or videos, or perhaps a vinyl edition, or what's coming soon?
So 2 singles are out with the video clips, and the album comes out. It will be released this month. So we are preparing everything, with this, and it will be on all streaming platforms. It will be on YouTube on the Black Metal Promotions channel, and of course we will be doing some PR stuff, interviews, stuff like that. And yeah, we are planning shows. We will see how it goes. If this will be more likely like one part tour, or it will be divided for single shows, because it is also quite hard to compromise live with being out there in the world playing shows. So we will see what will fit best for us. But yeah, of course we will be planning shows. The first confirmed will be in March in Poland, and hopefully the talks will be completed soon about the other shows and festivals. So yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so thank you so much for this deep and insightful conversation. I think Bień's feel like more than just an album. I think it's more about a journey through, I don't know, through your folklore, history, nature, primal landscape. We look forward to hear it from Mysthicon soon. And I wish you all the best from my part, from TNT Radio, with the promotion of the album and future shows.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you for such kind words. It was great talking to you, and a lot of greetings from Poland to your team and fans of your radio.